go to the demonstration.
I think he is.
Dean Grimes is with us tonight. Here he is, live and direct.
Yeah, let's see if we can make this happen here. Get my stool out of the way. All righty.
We caught him sitting on the job.
You did.
Should have gave you a fair warning.
Kind of proud of that, you know. Okay, so folks, tonight we're going to do a scoop. I'll just show you what I'm talking about here. Looks like I've already scooped some shavings with it there, but we're going to do one of these. That's the one I had left. I did several of them before my last show, and the wife claimed that one, so we still have it. Let me ask you guys, can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounded good.
Hey, Dean, before you get started, I just want to make an announcement.
Yes,
So
sir.
folks, when we have our demonstrators on, let's refrain
All right.
from interjecting into the demo. And if you got a question or you want to state how you do something, let's wait until after the demonstrator has done his demo, and then we can talk about the various different ways something can be done. Let's not do it during the demo and interrupt the demonstrator. All right, go ahead, Dean.
No problem, Dane, and I can tell you, it doesn't matter what we do. There's about a dozen ways for every turner on this call to do it. And,
Absolutely.
I can tell you, I try to do on my videos different things, and I'll have somebody call me up and say, hey, now I do it like this. Well, that's the way I normally do it too, but I wanted to show a different way of doing it. So what we're going to do on this one is we're going to use a Forstner bit to, let's see if we can, let me widen that out just a little bit there. We're going to use a Forstner bit to drill in the end of this, just to save time on hollowing. We're still going to have some hollowing, but we want to save just a little bit of time there so it doesn't drag out too long. So I'll go ahead and start with that. This is about a 2 3/8 inch piece of pecan. You see the lines there? That's approximately 3 inches right here. So that piece is about 6 inches long or so. We'll go ahead and start with drilling this. We're going to turn our speed down. We're running about 400 there, and that's not on the digital readout. That's just a dial saying that that's about what it is. When you doing the Forstner bit, especially I think. Hurry, come back out every once in a while.
Dean, I don't know about everybody else, but your audio's gone away.
Can you guys not hear me? Hello,
As you're
hello.
drilling, we can't hear what you're saying.
Okay, so what it's probably doing is canceling out with Zoom. It will do that. So we'll just go through the drilling process, and then hopefully we don't have that problem. Drill the full depth of that portion of it. Okay, so mic check. Can you hear me now?
I got you. Absolutely.
Good deal. I'm gonna go ahead and put the live center back in here. I know y'all can't see that right now, but I'm gonna put the live center back in. Put a cone on it so we can have that. We'll use that here in a little bit. We are gonna go ahead and turn our speed up just a little bit. And I'm gonna put a basic shape on the outside. Remember, we put our lines here so that we know where that bottom is. And the Forstner bit did not go that deep. However, we are going to go ahead and hollow it out that deep. So we're basically just giving a basic shape on the outside. And you look, we've brought that down on that outside. So we're in this section down here. We pretty much took the outside down to be our wall thickness there. We'll just get some of this out of our way. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come in and hollow this out. Let's go ahead and stop it there. So the tape is marking how deep we're going to go. Some of you have made this tool here. It's the one that we've talked a lot about with the ball mill. And this is the one I made. So let's go ahead and slow the lathe down just a little bit. I'm always going to go in with that thing straight up and down. A little high.
Can you change your camera angle, Dean?
Try that one.
That'll work.
Like that better? Thank you. For some of you folks that were asking about too, if you can find help, sometimes it's very difficult to keep up with exactly where your camera is and what's going on there. So I'm going to stop this and go ahead and come back to this angle. You can see I ran in, and as you push this thing straight forward, it'll drill just like a drill bit. So once we've done that, we've got our depth established. With this tool, the more aggressive it gets. And I'm a little bit too close to the work there. We're just making a cut, and you'd be amazed at how smooth this thing cuts. A lot of your hollowing tools.
Oh, my, I'm just tuning in to see what's going on in my meeting.
We have a meeting?
Yeah.
Oh, this is what.
Okay, let's use our calipers and see how thick we are there. Okay, we're good. Take out just a little bit more there. Now, before we get too far, let me go ahead. One other tool I really like for hollowing. This is a carbide, but it's got a cup tip on it. And when you put that in, basically you start it off with it straight up and down, not flat, but straight up and down. And as you turn it, it'll take a pretty good little cut out of there.
You're getting a shear cut with that cup. Is that right, Dean?
So hopefully you guys can see the angle I'm holding that tool at right there. Let's go ahead and double check that. We may be real close to where we need to be. Yeah. We're not quite to cade thickness there, so we'll take another cut or two. I don't want to disappoint him, you know. We're probably still just a little. What I like to do is get the inside shape so it's bigger in here, and then it slopes down out here. And then once we do the inside, we'll come back in and we'll take a little bit more off the outside. Put that there. Okay. One of the things you will see is folks will take their sandpaper and they'll wad it up like this, and they'll put it in here with their finger all up in there like that. Not with my finger. I don't do that. I've got a couple of videos on how to make these sticks. It's nothing but a dowel, a piece of foam with hook and loop the hook side on there so that you can put your sandpaper on there. And some of you folks might not believe this, but I haven't broke a finger doing this yet. That's pretty coarse. Let's see what we've got here. Just a little bit more sanding. I don't want it to be a sandy demo, but at the same time, and we can go through the grips with that. And any of you that are interested in doing these, like I said, I do have a video up. It's super simple to make. I use 5-minute epoxy, but hot glue will hold those well too. Not super smooth, but we're close enough there. We're going to call it done. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this cone up. All we're going to do with that cone is just stabilize that. You do not want to put any pressure on that. If you do, well, you'll cause yourself some problems. And we're rotating free. So we're going to go ahead and grab our steel, come in, okay. Gotta love that peeling cut when it sends those shavings down the throat like that. All right. Not good, guys. That's what happens when you don't maintain that bevel. So we got to run back. We know we didn't go through because we're not seeing light to it. So let's see how we're doing there. Yeah, we almost got that out. Got one little cut right there. One of the things, guys, you see my left hand laying on top of that skew. My left hand's not controlling it. My right hand back on the back of it is. So let's take a look here. And we got just a little bit. We could probably sand that out. However, that wouldn't really be fair, would it? Oh yeah, we got plenty of wood. Okay, so we'll hit it with some 220 and 320 here real quick. More or less to blend those two cuts and anything else. That was 220. Hit it with just a little bit of 320. It's all that good. We got a crack in that wood, so I can tell you that's where we're going to cut the top of that scoop off right there. We'll go ahead and come in at this point with a spindle gap. Right in here. Where that handle comes into the scoop, you don't want to get it too small. You want to keep enough there so you got some strength. Drop this tool rest just down just a little bit. And actually, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get a short stool rest for a minute. It'll be a whole lot better. That's probably a better view for things right there. Go ahead and put this in the little 150 just to kind of let off that thing real quick. Come in with a little 220. And then hit it with just a little bit of 320. Guys, I don't know how well y'all can see this. Let me show you something real quick. This is 220 sandpaper. You don't see any dust at all coming off, right? This is 220 sandpaper. See all the dust flying? So what's the difference? One of them's worn out. Biggest favor you can do yourself while sanding is throw your sandpaper away before you've been throwing it away. Okay, guys. So if we look at this, it could be a goblet, right? Except we're not making a goblet tonight. We are going to make a scoop. So hey, y'all come on and follow me, okay? Let's go on over here just a second. Now, if we're going to be cutting on the bandsaw, you're going to be cutting something round. Everybody probably has these things in their shop. Probably don't use them a lot, and they're long. Let's go ahead and clamp the base of that. And so it makes it so much easier to show you guys what it looks like, and it does one other thing. Get your hand away from the bandsaw blade. Now let's look here, because I know I saw a crack in that wood. Right here. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do, since our crack is up here, we're going to go ahead and cut that out. We're going to turn our bandsaw on. I mean, with this clamp on here, now we have something that we can hold straight to the base. Wait a minute. Close enough to it. So once we've done that, I'm gonna go back over to the lathe. So hopefully, guys, we're starting to look like a scoop here, but we're certainly not done. Normally, I would do the sanding here on a belt sander. But tonight, I think we're going to try and do a use this little disc so we can do everything right here at the lathe. I know it's probably not
Can you
necessary.
move the camera down a little bit?
Ah,
Can you move the camera so we can see what you're doing?
I sure can. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Perfect.
So what I did was I took the chuck off and put this chuck on that I've got a sanding disc mounted on. And I think this may be a better view for you guys. So now we'll go ahead and take the clamp off. Hopefully that's not too noisy, but I'm going to turn the suction on so it can suck some of this dust away. So turn that down just a little bit. And what we're going to do at this point, okay, so you can, like I say, this is a whole lot easier on a belt sander, but it's a whole lot easier to show you guys on here. Okay, once we've done that, we've got a scoop. The only thing we've got left to do is go right back over to the bandsaw. At this point, we have something flat to hold down on the table. We now have a scoop. All we got to do is take our disc sander, sand that, round that in just a little bit. Actually, we can probably. That's
Move
kind of
my
rough and
camera.
crude. I like to use those little softer pads that I use.
Hey, Dean, can you move the camera down again?
How's that?
Thank you. Perfect.
And so that gives you a nice little scoop. All you got to do is put a little finish on it, and it's ready to rock and roll.
Nice job, Dean.
Nice job,
Very,
Dean.
Really
very
nice.
nice, Dean. Thank you.
I like it.
You are most welcome. Sorry about the camera issues there, because in my head, you can see everything I'm doing.
Of course.
I can see it.
Mhm. Looks good, Dean. Thanks. Yep, very nice.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys. It's a simple little project, and I can tell you,
For a finish, what would you put on it for a finish with food?
this one has antique oil on it. I mean, sorry, excuse me. This one has walnut oil on it. And so I put walnut oil on these normally because you don't know if somebody's going to be dipping food and stuff with it. And it holds up well. The wife's been using this one for some time for, well, for the royalty in the house, the two cats.
Yeah, they
I have
fit
a
it.
question about walnut oil.
Yes, sir.
Do people who have nut allergies, does that have an effect on people with nut allergies?
Okay, so from what I am told, the walnut oil that Mahoney's and Doctors finishes, what is that? It's Doctors something. I normally use the Mahoney's. It has been
Workshop
heat
or Wood-
treated. Doctor's Woodshop, that's right. It's been heat treated, which kills the proteins in there, which cause the allergies. So I have been told by more than a few folks that it was safe for that.
Thank
You
you.
know, I have a granddaughter that has a severe nut allergy, and I won't risk it. I don't use walnut oil or anything for that very reason. If Mahoney's not brave enough to put on the label that it's hyperallergenic, I can't trust it either. So that's the way I look at it.
That's true.
Yeah,
There you go.
I got it straight from Mike Mahoney, and he said it is, but it's not on the label.
Well,
I-
and
I
then
have a-
again, everybody's
I
got
have
to
a-
do what they're comfortable with.
Yeah, I have a pretty dramatic nut allergies myself, and walnut is included in that. And I have used walnut oil on similar things. I've got a goblet I tried it on, and I've got a scoop pretty much just like that we use for coffee, and it has not affected me. Within a few hours, I have a very strong reaction to anything that's got nuts in it, even something that's made in the same factory that's got nuts in it. And the walnut oil that I've used, which I think is the Mahoney's, did not affect me that way. So, but yeah, I fully support, and I was, careful with it. So I knew where my
Obviously.
Benadryl was.
I just make it a practice. If I used Mahoney's, I make sure that I tell any potential customers this uses walnut oil. But I was curious if anybody had an experience.
Yeah, I
No,
think
that's
that's a
one
wise way to go.
That's one of the things. Anybody that buys any of my products, I tell them, this is treated with walnut oil. This is how you care for it, and fully disclose what the finish is, especially if it's walnut oil.
Could you use mineral oil to this and get the same effect, the same type of finish from it?
I quit using mineral oil many years ago, and I know a lot of folks that do use mineral oil, but I did a bunch of cutting boards for my family, and I'd go back in their houses a year later and they were all dried out. and they just looked bad. And of course, it's easy enough for a customer to get mineral oil and retreat it, but how many of them really do that?
Precious
And
few.
yeah, and with the walnut oil, I've got a dinner plate that I guess I'm 2 years eating lunch on it almost every day. And it gets washed every day, and I've retreated it once, and it looks brand new.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, guys?
No, great demo, great demo.
Well,
Thanks,
thank you
Dean.
so much. Thank you, sir.
And once again, I appreciate you doing the demo tonight, Dean.
Not a problem, brother. I wish I was here more often to do more. Wednesday's my day in the field, so I have to kind of rush back just to get to the meetings on Wednesday nights. But I told the boss I had something more important tonight.
There you go. Well, we'll get you booked for April.
There you go.
Give you plenty of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean.
You're welcome, guys.
Anybody else have any questions for our demonstrator tonight?